Dear viewers, I hope we are all blessed with Allah's peace, mercy and abundant blessings, inshallah, now and always. I would like to continue our trainings and studies on Far Eastern medicine. I will continue to explain some of the most important points that I think will shed light on our lives. I hope these studies will be a source of healing for everyone. First of all, in Surah Ali Imran, verse 159, Tawbah verses 129, Suara verses 217 from the Holy Quran, it says that trust God. Allah loves those who put their trust in Him. Surely Allah loves those who trust in Him. This point is very important. When it says that Allah loves those who trust in Him, I want to ask a very important question here. Do we really trust in our destiny? I am reflecting on the extremely painful events we are currently enduring. Our daily existence is filled with a bombardment of social media content that showcases the challenging situations we find ourselves in. I want to emphasize that my intention here is not to disturb or dwell on negative events, nor do I want to harm or upset anyone. Instead, I aim to bring attention to certain aspects. From my perspective, a major obstacle humanity faces today revolves around trust. Doubtful energies seem to be affecting each and every one of us adversely, resulting in the presence of various negative, unwelcome thoughts and vibes. In life, particularly in our interpersonal relationships, we have all been inclined to perform acts of kindness and altruistically give, all in the name of Allah. It is an act of vulnerability where we allow others to enter our inner sanctum and place our trust in them. However, sooner or later, we come to realize that some of these individuals have seized the opportunity to exploit us to satisfy their selfish desires. They deceive us and engage in deceitful actions, causing us to encounter adverse situations. It is at this point that our thought process begins to change. We question the wisdom of our actions and vow to be more cautious, resolving not to trust anyone again. Unfortunately, this mindset leads us down a path of negativity, fostering an environment where distrust is the norm. As a result, we find ourselves harboring suspicion and skepticism, not only towards acquaintances and neighbors, but even towards our own flesh and blood, our parents, relatives, children, siblings, and even our spouses. How do we handle this infectious virus of suspicion? Unconsciously, we begin to spread it, unknowingly contaminating those around us. Therefore, the key in this situation is you need to know your boundaries. Now consider where your boundaries lie. For instance, when it comes to neighbors, spouses, children, parents, or friends, where do you draw the line for others approaching you or making requests? It's important to recognize that children also have limits when it comes to their own parents, just as parents have limits when it comes to their children. Each of us is on a unique journey of life and personal growth. Inherently, we are distinct individuals. We have been blessed with the gift of life, and it is our responsibility to safeguard and nurture it in the best way possible. Along this path, we are fortunate to have guides, such as parents, teachers, and spiritual mentors who can offer assistance. But if we are unaware of our boundaries, it becomes easier for various individuals to overstep them and cause harm. Consequently, our subconscious can become accustomed to this pattern, leading to a belief that we should not trust anyone and must close off from others in order to protect ourselves. Unfortunately, this lack of trust often resurfaces in our relationship with God. Many individuals tend to assign blame to Allah when they experience harm or misfortune. Deep down in their subconscious minds, they hold Allah accountable for any accidents, troubles, illnesses, or problems they encounter, viewing Him as the one responsible for creating this mechanism. This unconscious distrust of Allah often translates into a general lack of trust in people as well. Our skepticism towards others is ultimately linked to our doubt in Allah, the creator of the system we exist in. Consequently, faith in Allah and trust in Him are central themes addressed by all religions. In fact, these matters take precedence above all else. Without trust in Allah, our belief system and our connection with Him crumble. We become skeptical not just of life, but also of the people around us. The absence of trust has severe consequences, impairing the functioning of our second chakra. This malfunction gives rise to negative energies gradually taking hold within us. The inability to trust attracts untrustworthy individuals into our lives and subjects us to unpredictable events. These insecurities ultimately attract lower frequency energies, resulting in diseases, harmful individuals, and troubling circumstances. Furthermore, fearful beings and nightmares start to disrupt our reality. We become an insecure person. All of these manifestations stem from our initial insecurities, or, as the ancients would say, our lack of faith. Having principles is essential in life as they provide us with guidance and clarity. For example, it is important to establish boundaries with your friends. You can allow them to come close, but only up to a certain point, perhaps 10 centimeters. Anything beyond that should be met with firmness and a clear indication of limits. This concept of setting boundaries applies to all areas of life, including parenting. It is important for children to understand that there are limits to what they can ask of their parents. Just like in the universe, there is a balance of exchange, and when that balance is disrupted, the system shuts down. When a friend asks for money, it is crucial to internally evaluate and make a clear decision. This is the moment where trust begins to build. Giving everything to everyone is similar to disregarding your own life. Often those who feel insecure have given too much of themselves, their time and their resources without thinking. Being mindful of these aspects leads to a well-balanced life. Over time, those who live with such balance develop trust in themselves, in the system, in their own life, and in the Creator, Allah. Consequently, they generously give where it is truly needed. What are the primary illnesses caused by the virus of distrust? Our water system, kidneys, bladder, and sexual organs are particularly affected by this virus. Men may experience problems with the prostate or penis, while women may experience issues with the ovaries or uterus. Both genders may also experience sexual disorders and problems with blood filtration in the kidneys. Additionally, back and spine disorders may arise, along with issues in the water system and trust. These problems can be addressed through meditations that stimulate the senses of smell and sound frequencies, which are related to opening the chakras. Fragrances, Quran recitation, listening to Chevsen, having beautiful dreams, imagination, and hypnosis are all significant therapeutic factors. As the Prophet once said, 3 things have brought me love in this world, and he included fragrance, women, and prayer. Now, let's discuss the root cause of all the physical discomfort we experience in our bodies. If we find ourselves engaging in a pattern of blame, whether directed towards ourselves or others, blame becomes the culprit behind these aches and pains. However, if we shift our perspective and view life as a series of experiences and opportunities, each failure becomes a chance for future success. Instead of dwelling on past shortcomings, we recognize that we now have the opportunity to achieve what we couldn't before. Conversely, constantly berating oneself with thoughts like, I couldn't do it, or I'm a sinner, only leads to greater discomfort. This negative self-evaluation becomes the source of our suffering, as we find ourselves attempting to assign external factors for our inner pain. Let us remember that our perception and mindset heavily influence our well-being. The diseases of the uterus in women can stem from various sexual pressures, societal expectations, or personal beliefs. Often, there is a tendency to self-oppress, especially among those who do not wish to advance. Individuals who excessively blame themselves or harbor feelings of being extreme sinners may resist progress. Self-oppression hinders ascension. Additionally, fear of departing from the old and embracing the new can be a contributing factor. The safety of the new is uncertain. We see that advancements in technology, changes in national borders, and fluctuations in currencies are causing anxiety in us. The rise of global diseases is reshaping our understanding of money. Worries arise when we contemplate how our behavior is being monitored through microchips, as well as the extensive control our smartphones exert over us. Such developments can induce a sense of foreboding that our future may be darker than our present. However, at the core of all religions lies the principle of entrusting oneself to Allah. Having faith in Allah, regardless of the circumstances or challenges we face, ensures our safety and instills the belief that everything that occurs is ultimately for the best. In times of turmoil, it is crucial to maintain unyielding faith, to dream, and to feel hope. This is not impossible. Attaining such a level of faith enables Allah to transform the impossible into the possible for us. We are capable of finding paradise in hellish circumstances and a peaceful sanctuary amidst times of war. Allah's miracles become evident through the strength of our faith and our vulnerability, as Allah always seeks the well-being of those who serve Him. We were not brought into this world to endure suffering. Demonstrating faith during the most challenging times is the essence of belief, akin to the unwavering faith of Prophet Abraham amidst fierce fires, or Asia's endurance of Pharaoh's tortures without forsaking her faith. Numerous examples like these exist, each serving as a testament to unwavering faith. However, the crux of the matter is this: Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. To feel this expression down to your bones. La havla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. To be able to say this phrase by feeling it down to your bones. Islam provides clear guidelines on what is permissible, halal, and what is forbidden, haram. It directs you towards certain actions and prohibits others. By obeying these directives, you are promoting your own well-being. These verses assure us that we should not fear, as we will be protected. Therefore, why should followers of religion be afraid? If we place our trust in the Creator and the workings of this system, we can expect unwavering support. It is a truth that in our most challenging moments, help always finds a way to arrive. Let us firmly maintain this belief, with the hope that it aligns with the divine will. Take into account the individuals who are born with disabilities, the young children bravely fighting cancer, and the vulnerable populations of both prisoners and the elderly. They are all controlled by God. This assortment of examples is quite extensive. In the United States, there existed a renowned psychic by the name of Edgar Cayce, who explored the relativity of time and its fluid nature. He posited that all events, ranging from the beginning to the end of the universe, exist simultaneously at a singular point. Cayce encouraged us to envision ourselves existing within this vast cosmic timeline, where the concepts of first and second lose significance. By embracing this perspective, we come face to face with a reality where every conceivable situation coexists at this very instant. Essentially, the past and future merge harmoniously within the present. The concept of time is a subject of frequent discussion in the fields of theoretical physics and spiritual teachings. It is commonly emphasized that time is relative, but as humans, we tend to perceive it in a linear fashion, with events unfolding from the past through the present and into the future. This perception of time is also acknowledged by Edgar Cayce, a renowned figure in the realm of spiritual studies. Casey brought attention to the fact that our own judgments, influenced by societal norms and personal experiences, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings in our understanding of the interconnectedness of events. In particular, these judgments often categorize certain aspects of life, such as disabilities or illnesses in children, as unfair. We often ask, why do we have this in life? Why do we have that in life? However, when we broaden our perspective and consider life from a larger viewpoint that encompasses both the past and the future, we can gain a different understanding. Conversations with celestial beings reveal that what may appear to be unfair or unlucky to external observers is, in reality, precisely what the soul requires in order to grow and gain wisdom. The misfortunes that some may view as setbacks can be seen by the individual as essential elements of their personal journey. The family's healing necessitates understanding that the difficulties they face are part of the process. If a sick child serves as the catalyst, let's shift our perspective. Consider the parent's spiritual dimension. Unaddressed issues may be contributing to their stagnation. It's essential to question where the parents have set their own limits or fallen into monotonous routines. Such introspection is crucial. They might question whether their distress is directed towards a higher power or stems from concerns about what lies ahead. By confronting these issues, they can learn valuable lessons. For instance, if their daughter is unwell, it prompts reflection on whether they've undervalued the material world or grappled with feminine energies. They must also confront any unresolved familial issues. These explorations are believed to pave the way for healing. Once the parents grasp this concept, the path to recovery becomes clear. Indeed, healing has already begun. The perception of a child or an event can transform. For instance, one may cease to view a sick child with pity. Instead of perceiving the situation as oppression or dismissing it as an injustice, one might see it as a divine gift, received with love and embraced as a trial. This is because the agreement has been eternally set, and we are merely observers and participants in its unfolding. Nothing occurs without our implicit consent. Our acceptance is intertwined with our healing. Viewing life through the lens of destiny allows us to discern wisdom in all things. We need to stop getting angry, complaining, blaming ourselves, children, or others, and move on to gratitude. We should be able to see this with acceptance as a means of healing. Of course, these situations may require a lot of effort and patience. They are definitely not easy. As it is said in verse 5 and verses 6 of Surah Al-Inshirah, there is an ease with every difficulty. Yet it's important to recognize that these experiences are the result of our choices, spanning the past and the future. When we embrace the present moment, accepting what is occurring, the experiences we once thought of as hellish can transform into healing and even become paradisiacal. That is why Allah Almighty says in the 62nd verse of Surah Zumar, which means Allah is the creator of all and the guardian over all. Indeed, if Allah is my trustee and my guarantor, what should I fear? Surah Ahzab 48 says, in other words, put your trust in Allah, rely on Him. Allah is sufficient as a trustee. Sometimes we may avoid doing what we ought to by simply going with the flow. But how do we recognize this tendency? Consider the notion that whatever will happen, and the stream flows on regardless. Yet, this is not entirely true. Life demands work and effort from us, including plans, designs, and intentions. It requires diligence because, indeed, destiny is shaped, developed, and renewed by human effort at every moment. If we remain static, we will not be able to move forward. We will not be able to get out of the vicious circle. We will be hopeless and horizontal. A person who leads a horizontal life does not trust in life, humanity, or God. This much is evident. A person who remains inactive produces nothing, similar to lying down. In this state, we are immobile and lack the ability to generate energy, resulting in stagnation. Consider the multitude of aspirations, such as becoming a musician, pursuing a PhD, enrolling in university, starting a business, engaging in trading, or learning a new language. These desires are plentiful. However, the moment one transitions from inactivity to action, they elevate from a horizontal position to a vertical one. Their energy becomes positive. During this active phase, there is no time for lamenting over issues because they are too occupied with moving forward. One remains focused on their goals and does not spend time dwelling on negativity. For instance, consider a man who decides to go for a run. His goal is to run 100 meters, and he puts his focus on achieving that result. In life, whenever we find ourselves coming to a halt, it is as if we have stopped the flow of our own water, transforming it into a stagnant swamp. This stagnant water, caused by feelings of insecurity, worries, and fears, attracts insects, mosquitoes, and germs. Eventually, disease may encompass us. However, if we bring the energy of movement into this stagnant swamp, the water and the soil are cleared. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil and allowing it to flourish. But if we lack intention or effort, if we neglect to plant the seed, we shouldn't expect any fruit to grow. We cannot expect every prayer to be answered while we remain inactive. Once an effort is made, the desired outcome will come to us. Whatever we intend and plant in the soil will eventually manifest in our lives. Ladies, if you find yourself frustrated with aspects of femininity, getting stressed during menstruation times, grappling with sexuality, or feeling excluded due to certain states and situations that being a woman presents, and if these issues are causing you anger, be aware that this stress may lead to pimples in the chin area. If you are deviating from what you should be doing, then cold energies are occurring there and hair growth will occur on your body. Unwanted hair will grow in places where it shouldn't be. The body develops a new method to heat that place, to transform the cold energy. So it grows hair there. There is a blockage in the area where the cold energy resides, and without identifying and addressing the specific point that needs resolution, such as bypassing those areas with epilation, the hair will persist in growing elsewhere. It's essential first to comprehend and undertake what is necessary. Thus, your body is communicating with you. Pay attention to it first. Ask yourself, where is the energy being blocked? If a pimple represents anger, then hair signifies deviation from my intended path. In such places, I generate cold energies, leading to blockages in my body. Better focus on transforming those energies to positive. If you have ingrown hairs and you are constantly criticized, be aware there is inflammation somewhere related to liver and anger. There are those who struggle with anger control, who get angry immediately, even over something small. People who get angry quickly in every situation overtax their liver. People may experience pimples on their chin. Pimples can also develop on various parts of the body. Additionally, anger has been linked to fatty liver. It is interesting to note that the same frequency can yield different symptoms depending on the body region affected. For instance, pimples appearing on the cheeks are often associated with lung issues. This might indicate a difficulty in fully embracing life. An illustrative example is the appearance of bags under the eyes, which is connected to the kidneys and urinary system, usually indicating fear and anxiety. Individuals with bruises, particularly those found under their eyes, may not sufficiently activate the frequency related to their kidneys. Left kidney problems are associated with fears derived from the past, while right kidney problems point towards worries about the future. Consequently, we sometimes possess an intuitive anticipation of future challenges or situations. At other times, we unknowingly attract kidney diseases by causing fears without any valid reason. Dear viewers, I will continue to cover these topics, and I have to stop because the allocated time is up. Take care of yourselves very well. Have a good day.